What is important is to continue to have the conversation so that people can become more educated and they can understand what is going on. Because when you don't talk about things and you just kind of swipe it under the rug and you don't acknowledge it, no one learns. And history does repeat itself. So just because this is going on right now in 2023, say the group of people out there that are saying, you know what? I don't like this. I don't like seeing this. I don't want my kid to see this. I want it off of the platform. Is that really the way to go? Is that really the way to go? I think it is important for people to become educated, to talk about this, and it will be interesting to see what these massive companies have to do or say about this kind of stuff. I mean, is the internet the land of free speech? Are people allowed to say, show, and do whatever they want, so as long as they are not deliberately coaching people or providing instructions or what? It's interesting. There's a lot of gray area to it. I don't think that there's any one right answer.
What is up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl, Wildflower Tea, and that was the lovely, oh Lordy, it's Jodi. You guys, I have really come to enjoy that channel. If you have not found them or watched them before, I highly recommend you go and check him out. He does reaction videos and kind of gives his thoughts and opinions on different topics, but it is a lot of times revolved around topics like foodie beauty, Amberlynn Reed, Eugenia Cooney, and so on and so forth. That particular clip that I just played for you guys, though, I think, again, that could fit any topic, any spectrum of YouTube. And I thought it was really, really good. So I wanted to play that for you guys because, you know, we do have freedom of speech, but yet it feels as if a lot of these topics, we don't. We have reached this place with social media and with commentary channels, drama channels, whatever, you know, category you want to put people in, that people really have an issue with people sharing their perspectives, their opinions, and it's getting to this really, really not fun place, especially on YouTube, which is kind of bothered me for sure. I've definitely struggled with that as a commentary channel because that's what I do, right? Like I share my opinions. So it's been a hard thing to kind of get out of, right? But hello, let's rewind. How's everybody doing? It has been a hot little minute since I have done a live. So this might be very rambly. This might be all the things, okay? But I wanted to come on tonight to chat with you guys because, one, I have missed you tremendously. I've missed going live. I've missed chatting with y'all. And let me say hey to everybody really quick, and we're going to just hop right into this, okay, guys? Hey, what's up, Josh? Honor. Oh, my goodness. Hello, Honor. What is up? How are you? Triple threat, my love. Mwah. Hello, hello. Renelle, you guys go check out Renelle too. Awesome, awesome commentary channel. I've shouted her out 1,000 times, but what is up, girl? So glad you could make it. My opinion, not yours. What is up? Hey, hey. Let me see. I just want to make sure I catch everybody. Oh my goodness, y'all. It has been so long. It has been so long. I feel like it's only just been a couple of weeks, but in social media time, that's like a decade. Okay. And a lot has happened. A lot has happened in so many different corners of YouTube. So I thought today we would kind of do a recap, if you will, and talk about a few of those topics. If you could see the thumbnail, I kind of blurred everybody out, but it gives you an idea of some of the topics we're going to be discussing. And there's a lot to talk about. I have lots of opinions, lots of things, okay? And you guys know your opinions are welcomed here always. We can do, I love having conversations. I want to bring YouTube back to a place where having conversations is normal, and needed. Like Jodi said, it's very, very, very important for channels like myself and other commentary channels and you guys in the comment section to be able to vocalize yourself, express yourself, and give your perspectives. I don't know what's going on, you guys. It just feels like things have gotten super toxic and people are being silenced all around, told that you can't talk about this. It's too serious. It's too much. Your opinion isn't needed or your thoughts on it isn't needed. And that's just, it's not a thing. Before we get into it, though, let me go ahead and put up a little disclaimer. Everything I say in this video is my opinion and my opinion only. You guys, please do not be a petty Betty and send anyone hate mentioned in this video. There's already enough of that going on as per usual. In fact, I would say a bit more so. Okay. So let's not do that. Let's just chat. Let's have a good time. This isn't to target anybody. This isn't to send hate to anybody. This is just to talk. Okay. I'm just a regular schmegular person, just like the rest of y'all. Okay. So hopefully we can chat and have a little bit of a conversation about some of these topics. Let's see what you guys are saying real quick. So a few things that I do want to talk about. I have a video. I said this in my little live chat, little test live I did yesterday. I do have a video coming out about Eugenia Cooney and some things that's been going on social media. A lot of other influencers, not only enabling her, but also making her the butt end of their jokes and my opinions on that, also showing some examples of it. Now, I shared this on my community post, and a few of you were like, I can't watch content like that, which I can understand. I know it's extremely difficult and it's hard. I myself cannot watch Eugenia. I have to take it in doses. I have to watch, do like small updates every few months just to check in and see how she's doing. But there is a lot going on right now. And I think we've reached a point, just like Jodi said in that clip, where it is important that we do talk about it, of course, in a respectful manner. But I think it is important. I think it's important that we be able to express ourselves and how we feel about these things. I am going to give a quick little update today in this stream on what we know right now that's going on with Eugenia. We're kind of in a standstill place. But hey, Jennifer NYC. And I also want to talk about Jenelle Evans. There's a lot going on with Jenelle Evans. Some reality TV tea is definitely going to be spread in this live chat as well. I will try to cut this up or at least put in timestamps after the fact once this video is processed, because I know it can get a little crazy. Not everybody cares about all these separate topics, but it's been a minute and we got a lot to talk about. So it's going to be a long one. Grab your drinks. I got my water. Grab your whatever you need. Get comfy and let's get into it, you guys. Oh, you got a notification. That's awesome. Heck yeah. I'm glad you got a notification. That's sweet. Awesome. Oh my goodness. Jennifer, girl. I did put on a little highlight, you guys. Just a little something, but it kind of looks like sweat. Oh, well, we tried. Thank you for the compliment. I appreciate that. Let's see. I did see some other people in here. Barbara, oh my goodness, what's up? Hello from Georgia. I'm so glad you can make it. Thank you for being here. I didn't know how many people would actually get a notification and be here because it's been a hot little minute, and YouTube doesn't like to promote people in the algorithm if they haven't been here for a while. Tracy, oh my goodness. Thank you for the super chat. Oh my gosh. Share those opinions, girl. There needs to be more people like you out here. Don't let anyone silence you. Aw. Thank you, Tracy. You are so sweet. Let the drama begin. I'm here. Oh my goodness, Nicole. Let's pause. Let's pause on that one. But yeah, I'm glad to have you. Glad you're here. We gonna get there, girl. We gonna get there. We are gonna get there. My handle name says it all. I believe in personal opinions and perspectives. We would be boring people if we didn't think differently. Absolutely. I agree too. Y'all disagree with me all the time. I disagree with people all the time, but guess what? I still support them. I still enjoy their content. I love hearing different perspectives on certain topics. What I feel like, and y'all let me know what you think about this, but I feel like we've reached this place in social media in general, but in particular YouTube, where things have just gotten really, really toxic. Such serious topics that we're covering. Some of these are very triggering. It's hard to ignore. It's hard to ignore all of these things happening. We have, for example, just some examples, Eugenia Cooney. That is extremely triggering for people. It's very serious. It involves mental health, eating disorders, so many different, very important yet serious conversations. So people feel strongly about that topic. And when they disagree, sometimes they can do so aggressively because of how serious it is, which I can understand. That is kind of a pattern recently. Another example of that is the Ruby Franke 8 Passengers family vlogging channel and everything that's been going on around that case with the children. You know, when it involves children and things happening like it has in that whole case, it's triggering. It's serious. These are serious, very, very, very difficult topics, but they still need to be discussed. You know, they still need to be discussed. People still deserve to be able to share their opinions. It's just a little bit heavier, and it can sometimes cause tension in between people. For me, it takes a lot for me to not be able to have a conversation with someone. If you come at me completely sideways and you're just being absolutely shut off, refuse to have a genuine adult conversation and hear a different opinion or perspective, yeah, and you come, like being nasty and stuff, yeah, we're going to have problems, but I can hear anybody out and really take in whatever it is that someone is saying. As long as they're doing so in a respectful manner. And I try my best to do that over here. I really do. Raunchy Reality Clips, what is up? There's another amazing channel, you guys. Go check her out as well if you haven't, if you like reality TV. She is your girl and social media tea. She does a little bit of it all, like me. But so glad to have you. I love your channel. So glad you're here. Deborah Young. Oh my gosh. What's up? What's up? Gosh, you guys. Okay. I'm so excited. I didn't expect this many people to be here. Zuna, hello, love. How are you? I just want to make sure to say hey to everybody. I know the replay hates this. That's why I said I'll put timestamps in, but I have to say hey to you guys. It's been too long. Misery loves company. I think there are a lot of people there are a lot of people on YouTube like this, as in real life too. Yes, I agree. Some people, I say it all the time, but opinions are not facts, right? Opinions are opinions. It's kind of hard to say that someone is doing something maliciously when it is their opinion, or you know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of times when people disagree, it goes to this place of they're harassing me, they're defaming me, they're this, they're that. But it's like opinions are not facts. They're not. They're not. And I always put those disclaimers because we're all entitled to have an opinion. Granted, that doesn't mean that there's a line, right? There's a line, but we should be able to express ourselves. We should be able to say what we want to say as long as we're doing so in a professional manner and we're not, we aren't being derogatory or defaming anybody or whatever. At the end of the day, we're all human. We all make mistakes, but we should be able to do that. We should be able to talk about shit. That's the whole point. That's the whole point in commentary to begin with. All right. So now that I think that I've caught up in chat, I want to go ahead and just, knock out this first. We're going to discuss Eugenia Cooney just briefly. Okay. And I am going to try to keep it respectful and everything, but I do think it's important that we talk about this. Again, go check out Oh Lordy, It's Jodi. If you guys have not watched his videos, and you are interested in kind of staying in the loop with what's going on with Eugenia, I highly recommend his channel. I love his coverage. I think he does it in a very respectful yet honest and fair way, which I am a huge fan of, and I absolutely adore his channel. So I think the hate beefs ramp up in the winter. Deborah, I don't know, because it feels like, in my opinion, it feels like it's been this way for the last year and only getting worse. Spring, winter, fall, summer, like it's just getting worse and worse and worse. It feels like a lot of people cannot take, um, they just, everyone's getting extremely sensitive about things. Um, and just taking everything is so personal, everything is an issue, everything's a problem, and it's like, dang, dude, like, I don't know. It just really sucks, you know. I just miss the days where we could talk. Like, what happened to that? Like, and what happened to the harmless tea, you guys? Like, what happened to the tea that's not personal? It's not serious. Like, what happened to it? Because I don't see it around, even in reality TV. Even in reality TV. That's where we're going to start. We're going to start there because this is very quick to the point. For those of you who do not know who Jenelle Evans is, she was a part of the Teen Mom 2 franchise. She was on there for several years, and she ended up getting let go from the show because of a lot of issues, but the main one being that her husband, David Eason, had Cade, their family dog, for nipping at their daughter Inslee. After she got let off of the show, they had a whole CPS case. We've talked about a lot of these things, but they had a whole CPS case that was long and drawing. But in the end, Jenelle and David did get the kids back, and all the kids were put back into their care after a very long, drawn out case. Okay. MTV done for. And ever since then, Jenelle has really struggled to find her footing on social media and with production in general. There has been a couple of times that Jenelle has tried to kind of get her footing about her. She tried to start a podcast with a group of other influencers. And as soon as people caught wind of it, nope, that's it. They made sure to kind of step in and be like, no, we ain't doing it. We don't support her. Ain't happening. And before it even took off, it was taken down. It was taken down. She did a whole video about that. Of course, with the Netflix now playing reruns of Teen Mom 2, that has also created a lot of chaos around Jenelle as well, because you guys let me know what you think in the chat, but she was one of the more problematic teen moms on the show, and always had been. Now, as a viewer, that made the show more exciting. And I think if you ever watch Teen Mom, any of them, but especially the one Jenelle was on, I have to agree, as a viewer, it made it exciting and it made it more entertaining to watch. And there's no denying that after Jenelle and Farrah were let off the show kind of tanked, like the views went down, everything went down, and it's just been more and more so. MTV's been trying to grab on and hold on with different ideas and thoughts of how to keep the show going, but the views just ain't been it. And it is what it is at this point. But after Jenelle was left off the show, she tried to do all these different opportunities. Nothing ever worked for her. She tried to do her own little podcast here on YouTube. She does have a YouTube channel. I think it's just called Jenelle Evans, where she talks about certain things. She also has a TikTok. But recently, she got custody, and we did talk about this. We did report on this. Yes, LB is a wonderful, I don't know, where did that go? LB is a perfect source for a Teen Mom anything. She's been keeping up with everything going on with Jenelle as well. I'm just going to give a quick recap, but if y'all don't already follow LB and you want to stay in the loop, go and check her out as well. But she got custody of Jace back several months ago, and she was very brief on why she got him back, but she did say in a quick little update on her channel and on social media in general, that basically what happened was that Barbara was starting to really, really struggle with Jace and parenting him. Jace was rebelling and not wanting to listen to her and doing a lot of rebellious things as teenagers do. And due to Barbara's age, she is over 70 years old, you guys. I did not know she was 70. That is crazy. But due to her age and also her own just struggling with Jace mentally, physically, she couldn't do it. So after trying for a long time, for over 3 years, she gave custody back to Jenelle. And since then, Janelle's talked about it briefly, as I mentioned, but very, very generally and not really giving a whole lot of information. But we do know that, according to her, she has been struggling with him when it comes to Snapchat and him talking to specific people, doing specific things over there. I can assume what he was doing because I've heard a lot of bad stuff about Snapchat. But nonetheless, recently, in the last couple of months, Jace has ran away from home. Not once, not twice, not even 3 times, but I believe at this point, correct me if I'm wrong, 4 different times since August, you guys. And each time Jenelle will call, she'll make a report. And of course, the internet finds out about it. And it has been a massive, massive cycle. Jenelle hasn't opened up a great deal on the details on as to why. She just continues to say every time that Jace comes home, she'll say, he's doing okay. He's home. He's safe. Everything's okay. But I'm not going into detail because I have to protect my son, etc., etc. But you know who does? You know who has been giving information? Ms. Barbara. Yes, that's right. Mama Barbara will talk to TMZ and them and tell them what's going on behind the scenes, give a little bit of information here, a little bit of information there. And due to that, it has kept TMZ it's kept TMZ's lights on when it comes to Jenelle, right? And Jenelle does not like it. She is not happy about it. So last that I'd heard, she had gotten a protective order and I believe a restraining order for her and her children when it comes to her mother, and with a whole lot of stipulations on what she was asking for in court. And the court, she wanted to have an ex parte, which means an emergency rush. And the court said, no, you didn't give us enough proof. But her main reason for getting a protective order was because she says she believes, for her and her children, is because she says that her mother is putting her and her family in danger by talking to her old MTV producer and also talking to TMZ and feeding them information. I did a whole video on this and I was going to upload it and it got demonetized like that. So I did want to talk about it really quickly in this video and just say he just recently ran away again for the 4th time. And she did do an update yesterday or the day before, but there's a lot going on right now. I know her sister has spoken out. I've seen that she was commenting on LB's videos on this, basically saying Jenelle is a problem. She's a problem. I don't like this blue light on me. I'm going to have to move it. I look like a Smurf. She's a problem. She's got a lot of issues. And this is very personal. It's a personal matter between the whole family. Things are getting really nasty. But yes, Jace ran away again for the 4th time just a few days ago. And she put up this quick little update, I believe yesterday or the day before. I'm going to play that for you guys really quickly. Again, not a lot of detail, not a lot of information, but it'll give me a second to move this slide because I can't deal with this blue light on me the whole time we're live. There's just no way. So let me go ahead and play that for y'all. Hold on. Where is it? There it is.
Jace has been located. He's safe, but that's not the point of this video. I just kind of want to keep my content away from the drama right now. Okay? I also want to say I want to get back to making normal content, so if I don't address certain issues, please don't badger me for it. Thank you. Jace has been located. He's safe, but that's not the point of this video. I just kind of want to keep my content away from the drama right now. Okay? I also want to say I want to get back to making normal content. So if I don't address certain issues, please don't badger me for it. Thank you.
Okay, so there's just a quick little update from Jenelle. We know that Jace is safe and doing, he's at home. He's at home. We don't know what all is going on, or I don't know what all is going on. I know she says she's been struggling with him, and when she tries to punt or take his phone away because he doesn't listen, he reacts by running away, doing things like that, not wanting to listen, and things have just gotten really, really difficult. But let me see what you guys are saying. Have you guys been following this? I know I'm missing a lot of detail in this. I just wanted to give a quick little recap that Jace has made it home safely. And I don't know what's going to happen, but I don't know if she's seeking some type of professional care or help with him, but it feels like something may need to happen here because obviously just trying to reprimand him at home and take things away or whatever isn't working. So I'm not saying that they haven't tried, therapy. I think he was in therapy for a while. I don't know if he still is, but I just hope that she's doing those things. Hopefully things get easier. But what we have to remember here is Jace has had a rough life. He's had a rough life. He's witnessed a lot. He's dealt with a lot. There's abandonment issues. There's so many different issues because as a child, when your parent doesn't want you or not want you, but you're not with your biological parent, no matter what the case may be for the reasons on as to why, you automatically think in your head as a child, I know because I've been there, that it's something you've done, that your mom or dad or whoever just doesn't want you. You wasn't good enough. And even though that is never it's never the child's fault, that is where your brain goes as a child. So Jace has had to process that and not understand why he can't be with his mom, why he can't be there full time. And of course, throughout the years, Barbara has said a lot to him. He's overheard a lot. Then being put on the TV show alone. Could you guys imagine being young from the time you were born, having a camera in your face? Could y'all even imagine that? I couldn't even imagine that life. He's not had much of a say so about so much. Him and all the kids, it's exploitive, and it sucks. And now he's older. I think he has a lot of resentment, a lot of anger built up, a lot of issues, and it is coming out in the form of running away and talking back and whatever else he is doing. I will say, before I turn the chat, I will say I think that Jenelle is doing her best to keep it private, which I think is a good thing for her kids' sake. Once upon a time, Jenelle would have put it all out there and not even thought about how it was affecting the kids. So I do want to give her some benefit of the doubt here that at least she's trying to deal with it privately and she's not bringing it to the forefront. She's trying to protect her family in that aspect, along with her mother. I don't know, right? Like none of us know the ins and outs of everything. Some of y'all may know a bit more if you follow this than I do, but at the end of the day, no matter how you flip it, no matter how you flop it, in my personal opinion, if my mama was going and telling social media a whole bunch of crap about me and my family and me and my family's struggles, I'd have a problem with it too. I would have a problem with it too. I do not agree with that. I think that is BS. I don't know if she's doing it for attention, what she's doing it for, if they're paying her. Like I said, there's a lot that I don't know. Okay. And I can say that. But as a mother and as a daughter, I would have a problem with it too. I don't care. Don't care. I know they live a completely different life. Jenelle chose to have her life on camera for a long time. In my opinion, it doesn't matter. Your mother should not be the person you have to worry about exposing things about you in your life. Just my opinion. Okay. Let's see what you guys are saying though. Hold on. Let me scroll back up. I've missed quite a few here. I did see Miss JJ came in. I did see that. Hello, JJ. Hope you're doing good. Okay. I think this is where we were. Yes, she was more problematic. She always made me sit at the edge of my seat. Absolutely my opinion. And again, as from a viewer's perspective, it made for good trash TV. It did. The show was not as exciting after she and Farrah were taken off, and I think many people feel that way. It can be easy to forget that this is their lives. Of course, MTV, reality TV, they dramatize a lot of stuff as well. But it made for great trash TV. And when you're just watching it from your distraction from your own life and your own issues, it was crazy. It was crazy, you know. Hello to anyone I miss. She needs to get her priority straight. I agree. I think I don't know. Zuna. I don't know what to think. Like, obviously something she's doing isn't working. So I don't know. Getting a second opinion, if he is seeing someone, but this may be one of those situations where all the help in the world isn't gonna change anything. There's a lot of trauma, a lot of damage there, and that's gonna be something he has to work out long term. You know, he's a teenager, and teenagers already a lot of teenagers go through these rebellious stages, but especially when you've had a traumatic childhood, like, it's going to happen. I just hate that he hasn't had more of a choice, or at least it seems, right, as a viewer, that he hasn't had more of a choice in what gets put out there, you know, being in the public eye. I hate that. Like, my heart always feels for the kids in the situation, because it is exploitive. I know that that's what the show was all about, was teen moms. And, you know, of course you got to show the babies because of that. And that's a part of their life. But it just feels very unfair that, because the children don't have a say so. They don't have a say so in any of it from the time they're born, you know. And granted, the shows, I think, have been beneficial for a lot of people. It's raised awareness. There's positives about it as well. It's helped people. It's educational. But I don't know. I just feel like throughout the years, it's gotten more and more exploitive, in my personal opinion. So I don't know. I kind of tuned out from the show. Let's see. Whenever Farrah and Jenelle were fired and quit, I don't want apps. A lot of people did, and it got boring. I did as well. I'll keep up with it from time to time when things like this happen. That interests me, but it usually is. Even if you look back at my content that I've done on Teen Mom People, it usually is either Jenelle that I'm talking about. I've talked about Farrah a few times, and also Kale. Those are the only ones. I don't know. Like, personally speaking, I think Leah is my favorite. For just personal reasons, you know, she had a lot of issues with recovery and mental health, and was very open about those things. I really enjoyed following her story. She's been able to overcome and do a lot of, you know, great things. So I think she may be my favorite in that aspect when it comes to a storyline. But yeah, Jenelle and them kind of made the show, and MTV kind of really, in my opinion, again, screwed up when they let her go. Granted, I understand why they did, and I'm not saying that she shouldn't have been let go, because yeah, that was ridiculous. That was bad. But it did kind of affect the show in a negative way, I think. I live in the area, and my daughters went to school with Jenelle. Barbara's struggled since the beginning. My niece wouldn't let her kids be around him in the first grade. Oh, that's so sad. That is sad. And see, I hate to hear that. Like, that poor kid. Like, oh, I just feel for him, you guys. And I know I was getting clips whenever I was trying to put this video out for you guys. I had gotten clips of videos that Jenelle had him on her YouTube page or whatever, and he didn't want to be on camera. She was like, "What? You don't like it when the camera's on you?" And he's like, you could tell he was just uncomfortable. He wasn't happy. He didn't want to be on there, and it just made me sad. It made me sad that he was so uncomfortable, and it's like she just didn't listen to him, kind of, you know, like, that made me very sad for him. I can imagine when seeing a camera, could you imagine seeing a camera coming out and getting, that automatically triggering you because you had a camera in your face your whole life? Like, what? I couldn't imagine, you guys. I could not imagine doing that to my kids or going through that either. I love Jenelle. I think the money and fame got to them. Yeah, money changes people for sure. It changes everything, no matter what people say. Like, money is the root of all evil. That, like it is. Jenelle is so full of crap. She cares more about the way she looks and is totally not taking parenting seriously. You believe so, Jennifer? You're not the only one who feels that way. I don't know. Like, I've definitely felt that way before. I have. But two things. Either she's just playing a good game for social media and she's playing like she's matured, or she really has. But I have seen her become a bit more mature. Now, granted, the scale was very low because she did do a lot of things. She did seem to only want attention and drama and all this stuff for a very long time. So, it could be a front for sure, but I have seen it appears that she's trying to be a bit more mature. Hey, Steven, what's up? What is up? You know, the scale's short though, so it's not really saying a great deal. But from where she once was to where she is now, I do see some growth there, no matter how real or fake that growth may be. Either she's just gotten really good at faking it on social media, or I give people too much of a benefit of the doubt. But either way, there's something definitely changed there, in my opinion. Yeah. So, all right, you guys. So that's basically all I got on Jenelle. All these kids are going to have problems. They've been internet famous since they were born. TMZ has ruined a lot of lives for money, and they don't care. Yep, you're right. You're right, Barbara. And TMZ isn't the only one. You've got, I cover a lot of shows that are on TLC, but TLC does not give a shit either. You think they care about Tammy Slayton, Amy Slayton, the Sister Wives people? Like, no, they don't care. They don't care. They don't care about none of it. And they care about that paycheck at the end of the day. And they've proven that time and time and time again. And it's sad, but again, money is the root of all evil. It's the only thing people care about. And granted, like, I know we kind of need money to survive and stuff, but people, it just, it really is the root of a lot of issues. Barbara is a lot of the problem too, in my opinion. I never agree with how Barb treated Jenelle. Both need to take accountability. Yes, my opinions. Yes. Jenelle earned for a relationship that will never happen with her mom. I agree. Well said. Well freaking said, girl. That is on point. That is everything. I 110% agree. They both are very problematic in their own ways. They have both made plenty of mistakes. And I think that their pride gets in the way. They want to have that last word. They want to prove, like, the deflecting of it all, right? Like, it's not my fault. It's hers. It's not my fault. It's hers. It's a whole thing. And yeah, I totally agree. Both of them, like mother, like father, or like mother, like father, like mother, like daughter. Right. So hold on, you guys. Hold on one second. All right. Sorry, I had a child running through the house. Hold on, let me shut this door. Oh, okay. All right, let's see. I also believe he was sneaking out before he went to Jenelle's. Before he went to Jenelle's, it just wasn't reported. I think you're right, because she has said, like, there was a lot of things happening. And when she spoke out about this on a TikTok a few weeks ago, she did make it sound as if, like, this had been going on for quite some time. This was not, something that just started. It had been going on for a while. So I agree. I think that this is an issue that they have had for a while. And, it's sad, but it's one of those things that I think I don't know. I feel for Jace, honestly. At the end of it all, I just feel for Jace. And he's obviously struggling with a lot of things. And he obviously doesn't feel like he has a safe space to turn to. And that's the sad part. He feels like he has to run away, or, that is his way of rebelling. At least that's what it looks like, is he's trying to run from it, and he doesn't want to, he doesn't have a safe space. And that makes me sad for him. That does. I hope that they can get it together and get him the help he needs, and also be supportive and be the family unit that he needs. Exactly. Barb doesn't just hand him over for no reason. He was having issues and she couldn't handle it. It's really heartbreaking for Jace. I agree, Brenda Stigma. And it's so good to see you as well. I have never read like your whole name out. Is Tara your name? If so, that is a beautiful name. I absolutely love it. Also, again, another great creator, you guys. Definitely, if you are into recovery content, check her out. I love her content. She does a lot of stuff around, I'm going to butcher this. I know I'm not going to say it correctly, but she talks a lot about like cannabis and recovery, and how those two things can go hand in hand, and her journey, her experience with using cannabis while also in recovery. It is very possible. And I just, very educational content. I've learned a lot from her content. And if you're open-minded and not a judgmental asshole, definitely go and check her out. But yes, deflection, rejection. We should make a song with all the ejections. You know what I mean? All the shuns. All right, you guys. So that's all I got on Jenelle. Let's see. Very quickly, very quickly, let's talk about what's going on with Eugenia Cooney. This isn't going to take up a lot of time either. Like I said, I do have a full video coming out very soon on this topic. But Eugenia Cooney has, as you guys know, or if you don't know, let me say that. If you guys do not know, Eugenia Cooney is a content creator, an OG who has been here for nearly a decade, if not more, who is on all social media platforms, including YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, everywhere. You name it, she's there, Twitch. And she also severely struggles with ED, and has since the exception of her being on social media. Even prior to social media, I think it definitely she was something she struggled with. And throughout the years, we have seen her struggles play out in real time. It has been it's very triggering, very difficult. And there has been people very concerned for her. I think majority of us are concerned for her. And have been for years. Now, several years back, I believe in 2018, a good friend of hers, a social media friend, Jacqueline Glenn, and her group of friends, 5150 Eugenia, and she had to go and get some help. And it seemed for a while that it did help. But throughout the last several years after that, and her coming back to social media, when she came back, Shane Dawson did a documentary with her, and she opened up a little bit about her struggles. Not a lot, but it was more than we had ever seen Eugenia speak out before. And she admitted that she struggled, which is apparent. It's apparent, but it's good to hear her admit it, because I think she stays in a place of denial a lot of times. I think that's for many of us with different disorders, addictions, whatever it is. It's easy to be in a place of denial with it and say, oh, well, it's not a problem. I've got it. It's took care of. But it seemed after she, that 5150, and she had to get the help and didn't have a choice. It was kind of forced upon her. When she came back to social media, therefore, in a small, amount of time, it appeared that she was going to be honest with herself and with her audience about her struggles. She started looking more and more healthier. And I don't know, within a year, it just became a spiral yet again. And since then, we have watched as things have just gotten worse and worse and worse. And in the last several weeks, it has reached a very just dangerous. It was already such a dangerous place, but very, very dangerous place. There have been a couple of creators who have spoke out about it, but this is one of those topics that a lot of people are afraid to share their opinions on for various reasons, because it's sensitive, right? And people disagree with some of the ways that people talk about it. And I respect that and I understand that. I know it's hard, but I do think it's important that we talk about these things. Just it's devastating. It's devastating, the condition she's in and just how bad it is. Okay. And it's like, I didn't think it could get worse, but it has. And if you follow, or if you have been following this, then you know what I mean. It's very bad. It's very severe. It's heartbreaking. This is devastating to see someone in real life, like literally not like amounting to nothing, and it's hard. But of course, with all of this and this being her life, a lot of hate has came with that. A lot of hate. There have been trolls that come out the woodworks all the time to tell her how ugly she is, how stupid she is. Some people will come out of their way to call her fat and just say some of the nastiest stuff to try to trigger her because they want her to get worse. It's absolutely disgusting. And then of course you have people who are just very concerned for her and they leave messages in fear and very just concerned for her well-being. And this is something that Eugenia is no stranger to. She's dealt with this from the beginning. And in the last year or two, I've noticed that she has started to play into it a lot. I never noticed this before. I followed Eugenia for years. And as I said, as things got worse and worse, I would just do checkups every few months to see how she was doing, praying that the day would come that she would seek some professional care or, at least be honest with herself and start really trying to work towards better for herself. And it just never came. It just always continued to get worse and has continued to get worse. And I think that has outraged a lot of people, and the way that people have they've gotten calls, wellness checks. She's had so many wellness checks on her. She's been swatted. Several different ways that people have tried to get professionals involved and get her some help, and it never works. Eugenia and her mother, her family, always say they're fine, everything's fine, and it just seems to go right under the rug and nothing be done about it, which of course, as a viewer and anyone following this, is very discouraging and continues to be heartbreaking. But a few days ago, Eugenia did post this, and she also mentioned it on a TikTok as well, that because people had been calling, making quote unquote crazy calls, she had to meet up with the mobile crisis team. And this was mandatory. This was something she had to do. It was not a matter of, we would love to meet up with you, because we've seen that as well with her having to reach out or talk to the police station. And she actually filmed them and put up a little Instagram short of her talking to them. As you guys know, Eugenia is very sweet when she talks, very kind and all these things. She acts very naive. And I have to be honest, my conspiracy is that for a long time, Eugenia was extremely naive. I think she is still to a extent, but I do think at this point she plays off of that a great deal to get away with certain aspects of things she does. The way she feeds these trolls and the way that she feeds the hate, it's actually sick. From clickbaiting things like clickbaiting your life, okay? I don't think I've ever seen something so sick. And Eugenia has been doing that a lot with her videos and stuff recently, which is just, again, it's devastating. It's a heartbreaking situation. But because these calls were made, not yesterday, but the day before, she had to meet up with the mobile crisis team. And since then, we haven't heard anything from Eugenia. Now, she did post a YouTube video yesterday, and there's this massive conspiracy of, is she still here? As a creator, I know you can schedule videos to go out. So it's very possible that she had scheduled it for that day. Eugenia is always on social media, you guys, like constantly on social media, usually, especially on TikTok. She's always over there, always live, always doing different things. And she has not been on social media like that since the day she had to go see the mobile crisis team. So that leads people to believe that she was forced to get help again. I don't know. I don't know if that's the case because, like I said, she posted that video on YouTube yesterday, and also she made a promotion for her YouTube video over on Instagram as well. But that is the only two things that has came out from her. And there's a lot of explanations of what that could be. Again, it could have been a scheduled video that she had posted for that day to go out at a specific time. I'm sure there's other people who had, like her mom, who has access to her Instagram. So they could be trying to save face and just posting a promotion for the video on Instagram just to save face, not wanting people to know that she is getting help. That's a possibility. It's also a possibility, unfortunately, sadly, that she is trolling. And I say that because, again, if you follow her to any extent, if you know anything about Eugenia, she is always on social media, on some social media platform. So the fact that she has not been has people really questioning, like, did she have to go get help? We can hope. We can hope that that's the case. Now, there's a lot of arguments about that. If she was forced to get help again, it's like they say with anything, okay? You can try to help someone and do everything, right? But if they don't want that help, or they don't see an issue, then it's pointless. Now, granted, when you love someone or you care about someone, that doesn't mean you shouldn't try, but it does get to a point where it's like, no matter what you do, if that person doesn't accept that they need the help, what does it do? It's a waste of time, money, effort, energy. Now, in this sense, like, this is someone's life we're talking about, and we have seen for years her mother not do anything, and people can make excuses for that all day. I just don't see, like, because people make excuses for them, and I don't know how, because there's just no excuses. In my opinion, there's no excuses for it. I do want to read a comment. This was on Jordy's account again. I am going to play that clip again, just in case you're just now coming in. He said something that I think is very, very important. It's just a quick little minute, but I loved it, so I had to clip it. But a comment was left from a professional that's actually in the same similar field, and I wanted to read that to you guys just very, very quickly. Where is it? Where is it? I should have had it popped up. Hold on a second. I will find it. Is it under pictures? No. La 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 la. What in the world? Where did it go? Oh, I know where it's at. It's under screenshots. You guys, I am so disorganized that anytime I try to do anything, it takes me a second. So that's why I always have to set up. But this person left this comment. I'm going to keep them anonymous, but it says that they are a retired paramedic deputy sheriff. It says, okay, I'm just going to read it as them, okay? It says, retired paramedic deputy sheriff here. Based on her age, height, and weight, plus the fact that it is not an optional appearance, that leads me to believe that they will enter her EOD, which means emergency order of detention. Do not be surprised if she is held involuntarily without her phone. She can't tell all the lies. She can tell all the lies she wants, but her physical shape cannot be ignored. No physician would ever tell her or the government agencies that she is healthy, period. This is not optional, which leads me to believe that this was an intake session. And that comes from, again, that they are a paramedic deputy sheriff, like a retired paramedic deputy sheriff. So you guys take that with a grain of salt, however you please. I do know it was mandatory. It was something she had to do, not something she wanted to do. She did talk about that on her last TikTok live. And she was like, oh, it's no big deal. I'll just go in. I've done things like this 1,000 times. No worries. No worries. I'm fine, you guys. Things are fine. But we all know it's not. We all know it's not. And God, it's just heartbreaking. So I did want to give that update before my video because this has all happened since I recorded that video. So I don't go into the detail of her having to see the mobile health crisis team or any of that. I don't know what's going on, you guys. What do y'all think? Do you think, because I hate to even question that she's doing this as a trolling matter, like, ooh, people are going to be worried about me. So let me not post for a few days. Then when I come back, that's going to really reel in the views because she has been doing that so much. If you don't believe me, go check out her YouTube channel. You don't even got to click on it. If it's triggering to you and you can't watch her, I understand, but go and check out how she's been clickbaiting her life. It's devastating. It's absolutely devastating. And she's also been coming back at the haters a lot because there are a lot of very gross people who say disgusting crap to her. And she's actually been entertaining it, which she's entertained things like that for a long time, but not only entertaining it, but responding back, being like, oh, just being a passive aggressive, making jokes, being kind of like mean girl energy, which is what we're really going to be talking about in my video, is the mean girl energy. She has been kind of circulating herself around the likes of Jeffree Star and other influencers that are affiliated to Jeffree. And I have seen a big difference in her attitude on social media. So we will get into that in my video a little bit more in detail, but I don't know, you guys. What do you think? Do you think she's trolling? Do you think she's doing this for the clickbait, for the views, for the whatever? Or do you think that she's having to get help right now? Again, we can hope. I hope for her. I always hope that she will come to terms and be honest with herself and seek help. But I know it's not that easy. And I don't know. It's just really hard. It's really hard to see and it's heartbreaking. So I'm going to leave it at that. I do want to recommend another video from a creator by the name of Herbs and Altars. If you guys have not seen her open letter essentially to Eugenia, again, triggering, it's heartbreaking, but man, she said everything that I feel in my heart. The only difference is she articulates herself much better than I, and it was a really good video. So I do recommend her as well. I've been recommending all kinds of creators, but for real. Hey, Reality Bots, what's up? Oh, you agree with me on what part? Her trolling? Oh, I hope it's not that. I hope it's not that, you guys. I want to be wrong. I don't want it to be that. And I hate that I even have to question it. I hate that. But, it is what it is. I don't know what's going on, but I don't know how a professional could look at her and let her go home. Absolutely. I agree. I absolutely agree. There's just no way. And Jodi mentioned this on his channel as well. But the fact that she wore the hoodie and the glasses and like trying to make it look some type of way, you can tell not only has she been through this a great deal, and she thinks that these things are going to help make her not look as sick, but that shows intention, which as much as she tries to play like she's clueless and she's fine and everybody just is overreacting for no reason. There's no reason to be concerned. She's perfectly fine. I know that that's the illness talking, and I know that that's just a part of it. So I'm not being judgmental. I just want to point out that in the last year or so, you can see so much intent behind the things she does. And even the way she dressed to go see the mobile crisis team, you could tell that there was intent behind it. That's all I'm saying. Okay. And it's just sad. It's a sad, sad story. I will keep you guys updated. And like I said, just stay tuned. There is a video coming out. I'm going to have that posted tomorrow. I wanted to kind of do this update on where we're at right now in this moment before posting that one, because I didn't go into a great big detail of it. I wanted to kind of keep it focused around not her eating disorder. Okay. Because as much as I think it's important to talk about that, I also do see other things that I feel like are important to talk about with Eugenia as well, which they could all play in together. But like I said, her attitude, her personality, how we've seen it change, why we've seen that, and just a lot of different aspects. Her being on TikTok, my thoughts and opinions on as to why she's made this switch to TikTok, and how she acts so different over there. Has anyone else noticed that? Like, Eugenia is like so different over there. And I have my conspiracies on as to why. So we're going to get into all of that. She really needs help. I say what I feel and mean what I say. I feel like she is being condescending and showing troll behavior. She definitely is. I agree. That is also my opinion. I do. I believe that. And I also think that there are, like I said, I think I might be repeating myself at this point, but there are influencers enabling that behavior from her and basically being like, oh yeah, like, go ahead, girl. Like, we don't care. We'll act like we support you, but in reality, we don't give a shit. We just want the attention from your name and we want to work with you and blah, blah, blah. But then when you're gone, we're going to laugh at you. We don't care about your life. We don't care about your well-being. And it very much comes off that way, especially with Jeffree Star and his crew. They're absolutely disgusting. Like, it makes me sick. Okay. I just wish her well. Me too, Natalie. That's the whole thing. The whole thing is very heartbreaking. Okay. So I don't want to stay on that too long. This is supposed to be like a little rapid fire situation. How long have we been on? Already an hour, already a freaking hour. How is that even possible, you guys? How is that even possible? Okay. I don't want to make this one super duper long, for replay. And also for me in editing. So let me get a sip of my drink. I will mute you guys. So for all of you that can't stand it. Oh my gosh. Y'all heard all of that, didn't you? I meant to mute it. I thought I muted it. Okay. My bad, you guys. Okay. And then, of course, another thing I've been following, this one's going to be super duper brief. Another thing I have been following is, of course, as I mentioned already, the Ruby Franke 8 passengers case and everything that's been going on with that. You guys, would y'all like me to do a video? Let me tell you my standpoint, because at this point, I'm sure you've heard of it. I'm sure you have heard of it. Okay. Oh, absolutely. Reality Bots. Thank you for being here. Thank you so much for being here. I haven't been live for a while, so I really appreciate all of y'all that's been able to join the live and chat with me. You guys are amazing. But I've been following it, the Ruby Franke, Jodi Hildebrandt, and everything that's been going on with that whole case. And I know that a lot of people are covering it from the standpoint of the children and what's going on and staying updated with the whole situation. The way that this is all unfolded, again, it is devastating. It is heartbreaking. But I have really deep dived in who is Ruby Franke and the things that Ruby Franke, her life, like what I am a big fan of trying to understand what makes a person do these like mind-blowing, devastating, disgusting, like all the things, right? Human behavior fascinates me. And with Ruby Franke, and Jodi Hildebrandt, I have been deep diving and have uncovered so much information about their childhoods, about their religious background and how it all plays a part, their family, so many different things. It's all public. Okay. It's all public, but would you guys be interested in seeing like a part 1 and a part 2 of like who is Ruby Franke, what her life was like prior to the 8 Passengers channel, what things took place in her life that brought her to where she's at now and some of the decisions she's made, which I'll be interested in that. Of course, it's not, it's just more of like a deep dive on who she is and the things that kind of molded her into this person, that the monster. Okay. And that may sound dramatic to some of you guys, but not to me. Again, when it comes to children, that's a very sensitive topic to me, and anyone that could hurt a child in any form, no. But there are explanations, not excuses, but explanations on things that kind of played a part in Ruby's life leading up to what we see unfolding today and what we've seen for years unfolding on the 8 Passengers family vlogging channel. So if you guys would be interested in that, let me know in the comments as well, because I've done so much research. I mean, I've got notes and notes and notes and notes galore, pages of notes. Okay. Same thing with Jodi as well. I did the same thing with her. And there's a lot of information I found out about her and her background. So I really want to focus on them and less about the children. Of course, the children play such a big part in this because of everything that has happened and unfolded. But I think there's enough people talking about those things. And of course, I would have to recap what has happened at the beginning, but I want to focus on them, the adults, their choices, their actions, and what led up to that. So y'all let me know what you think. You're interested? Yes. Good. I'm glad I'm not alone there. It's just, again, I've struggled so much. I know it looks like I'm not doing anything right. Like I haven't been posting a great deal, but I have. I have been working on content. I have been working on different things. It's just been, it's been a lot. I've really just kind of dived deep into this particular topic, and there's so much that I have found. Some I haven't seen a lot of people talk about. Some of it has. Lots of interviews, her daughter speaking out, Sherry speaking out on Ruby, and things that have been said on other podcasts that I found very interesting about their life. It's a lot. So I may do a poll. Or like I said, you guys just let me know. But it seems like you guys want it. So I will definitely work on it. If you guys are interested in it, I definitely will. I'm so far behind on this situation. Oh, reality bots. It's so much. I don't even know if I could completely catch up. But of course, just like anything I deep dive on, I would give a recap of things that have happened leading up to now. So that would definitely be a thing. Have a great night, everyone. Going to go eat. Thank you for being here so much. Thank you. Thank you. It's so good to see you. I hope you have a lovely dinner. But yeah, so this kind of leads us. That's all I really wanted to say about that. I wanted to get y'all's thoughts and opinions on it to see what you thought. If you guys would be interested in that. If you've been following it, what are your thoughts and opinions on just everything that has happened with this case thus far? And we're in the beginning. Like it hasn't even started yet, really, truly. And it's already just absolutely so much happening. And those poor babies, man, them being in limbo and just everything they've been through that no baby should ever have to go through, the things that these babies have been through. Oh God, it's a lot. So my thoughts and prayers definitely go out to the kids in here in this situation. And what I will say before we move on is it takes a monster, going back to my monster comment, it takes a freaking monster to go and publicly, like in court, you already did these horrendous things to your children. And then in front of the court, tell them that your baby had done discussed like things to your other children and allegations of SA and a baby watching porn at three. Number one, it's impossible. If a baby is watching porn at 3, the parent is to be at fault for that, because number one, your child should not have a device unattended by themselves at 3 years old and you not know what your child is watching. So that is a huge backfire in that sense, that it only makes her look fucking worse, excuse my French. But I fully believe that the purpose behind doing any of that and saying any of that in court was to separate those children from one another so that they could not be together and really start to process what they've been through and turn on Ruby, because she has brainwashed them and affected them in such a negative way, traumatic way, that they may never be able to completely rebuild from. And this was her way, while still behind bars, her way of having control and not allowing them to be together. And it takes a freaking monster to do that to any child, especially your own. And for that, she deserves everything, in my personal opinion, that comes her way. And I hope they lay the books on her and Jodi both. That is all I'm going to say. That's okay. Don't want to get into it too much. Okay. I'm still listening. I'm listening, still working on something. If you're still going when I'm done, absolutely, Tracy. Take your time. No worries. I'm glad you could just be here. I appreciate that a lot. My mom is like Ruby. She was accused of touching ourselves. Oh my God. When we were like 5 years old. I'm so sorry, Raunchy. I've talked about this a little bit. My mother was also accused of this when I was 3 years old, but it wasn't true. It was just my sperm donor really trying to keep me from my mother, and they did a whole investigation. But I am so sorry, Raunchy. To anyone in here, anyone who watches the replay, if you've been through this, if you even just the religious aspect of being brainwashed and all of it, if you've ever been through any of these things, just know you're not alone, number one. And number two, my thoughts and prayers go out to you. I cannot imagine the trauma and how difficult it is to work through these things as you get older. You know, I've never been through any of these things to this extent. And I have my own trauma, and it's already at 32 years old, still been very, very hard to work through a lot of that trauma. So I'm thinking of all of you. Absolutely all of you. Nikki, hello. What's up, girlfriend? What's up? What's up? Okay, speaking of trauma, you guys, this brings us to our last topic tonight. And I wanted to save this for last because hold on. Just hold on. It's a lot. Jessica Kent, right? So I put out a short this week. That was a message to Jessica Kent. If you guys didn't see it, it is still up. I'm not going to be removing it. I recommend you guys go and check it out. It's basically just for Jessica, like for Jessica to like read and see and things like that. But it's a lot of reading. It is. And essentially, to break it down and recap it for you guys, it's basically me apologizing, okay, to Jessica if my content has affected her in a negative way. That was never my intentions. All of this with the Jessica Kent stuff has escalated to such a very, it's been toxic from jump. Okay. We all know that, but where it is now and where it's gotten to now is very toxic, and a lot of things are happening all around that I disagree with. And there's a lot of things being done that I do not support. Okay. Including with Jessica, including with other people. I don't support a lot of behavior and a lot of things I'm seeing being done in live chats, you know, in general. I know that people's emotions are high and all these things, but there's just a lot. There's a lot going on in general. And there has been now for 8 months, you guys, for 8 months, longer, probably. That's just when I entered the chat of this conversation. But as I have said 1,001 times, you guys, when I came into this conversation, I had no idea it would ever get to where it's at. I never did. I thought it would just be like everything else that I've covered. I would give my opinions, do so in a fair and honest way, and keep it moving. And with this, it has not been that. It has been very, very difficult. It has been very, very hard. And it's only gotten harder and it's only gotten more triggering. And as much as I have tried to remain all those things, it's hard. It's hard not to allow emotions to get involved. It's hard not to allow feelings to become involved in all of this. And it's just been very, very difficult. But that does not change that throughout my coverage, I never intended to hurt Jessica or hurt anyone else. Okay. In saying that, so I did want to apologize. I have been watching her docuseries. I don't know if any of you guys have been following along with it, but I have been watching her docuseries. And, like I said, I did a quick little video on it the other day, but I didn't take a whole lot from it that I didn't already know. Things that Jessica hadn't already said a bunch, right? And that's not to minimize anything. I'm just saying there wasn't a lot of new information for me to really gather and take away from it. So it was a lot of the same points just being thrown at us, right? And here, the thing is as I watched it, there were times where my heart did feel for her and I did get emotional. And that is my short that I made, was just me clarifying kind of my stance on where I stand with all of this. I do not apologize for it. I don't hate anybody. I don't hate Jessica. I don't hate anybody on the internet. Okay. And I never will. I will never will. I will say that there have been times that I have gotten extremely frustrated and emotional in covering these things with Jessica Kemp because, well, the thing she has done is very frustrating. There's been a lot of triggers that have triggered my own similar trauma and things that I've been through in my past, which, as I say in my short, that is not Jessica's responsibility, but it is the truth. And I think that did play a part in why I allowed my emotions to get involved in covering this, which is something I try so hard not to do, or at least not a great deal. But it happened. And, there are times that it did feel very personal with Jessica for various reasons. But I think some people may have gotten upset with my short that I had done because they were like, you're apologizing to her, why are you saying you're sorry to her? She's awful. She's this, she's that. Like, why are you doing this? And I want people to understand a couple of things here. No matter what you think of Jessica Kent at the end of the day, I don't want to be like that. I do not want to be malicious. I do not want to be nasty. I don't want to allow anybody to make me that person. If I am getting that angry, I don't need to cover it. If it makes me that triggered, I don't need to cover it. If it's bringing back my own trauma and issues that I have struggled with, I don't need to cover it because I have to take care of myself and my mental health, my well-being, and that's just the truth. And I refuse to allow myself to do any of those things. And I've seen a lot of, people turning on each other, people just doing very malicious, evil, nasty things to one another out of anger, out of resentment, out of misunderstandings. Just so much of that happening that I disagree with. And I know that there are people looking at this and being like, they're going to eat each other alive. And that is what's happening. I don't want to be a part of that. I don't want to be a part of any of that. I never did. I have supported people when I felt those people deserved support. And I felt that way. I have supported people. I have defended people in this when I have felt that they deserve to be defended. Like they were being unjustly accused of things that they did not do. I have done that. That does not mean that I've also done that for Jessica. If you watch all of my content, there have been times I have defended Jessica. There have been like, but I never came into this like, F Jessica Kent. I hate Jessica Kent. I want to take, that was never, none of those things were never my intentions. Never. I can admit that there have been times that things have frustrated me, but I have never wanted any of those things. And I never came into this wanting to be accepted by anybody or be a part of some whatever. Like, I am just who I am. I have watched all this unfold as someone who genuinely, whether she wants to believe it or doesn't want to believe it, someone who has genuinely supported Jessica throughout the years, and speaking from a place and expressing my thoughts on it because I am entitled to. I have not done anything to her outside of just express myself as this stuff has publicly unfolded. That is all I've done. So my apology wasn't for my coverage, okay? Because I don't think I've done anything wrong. But it was if she felt like I had, if it hurt her, if it added to her pain and suffering in some way, that was never my intention. And I genuinely am sorry because I never wanted that. Also, I wanted to take that opportunity to, in the most respectful way possible, still say, like, I never intended to hurt you. I'm sorry if my content did. But also, you have to realize, Jessica has to realize that her content has hurt people too in so many ways, and that people's feelings are valid. They are. People, no matter the topic, people are allowed and entitled to express themselves no matter the topic. And then, Jessica doesn't have to like it, but she is no exception here. If it is happening publicly, commentary channels are allowed to talk about it. And I know that can be really hard, especially in a situation like this where it's involving her personal life. But that is why from the very beginning, my main takeaway, my main criticism for all of this was, why is this happening so publicly? Why? And Jessica refused to stop. Which again is her prerogative. She's entitled to talk about it. She's entitled to do all the things. But when people respond with their criticism or their commentary, that isn't me. I've never attacked her. I don't hate her. I am like, it just blows my mind how everyone's been lumped into this like category of people that, and I'm not saying that there aren't people who have done the most. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I'm not one of them, and I never have been. So, I just wanted to say that that's what my short was all about. I wanted to take that opportunity, kind of like my final message to her. I am wrapping up this conversation with Jessica Kent for various reasons. Again, I just see it going in a direction that I am not a fan of. And there's a lot of really nasty stuff happening. I know Nicole came in here and was like, here comes the drama. This isn't drama, in my opinion. People being doxxed, like all of that. The point that it's reached at this point, there are several people who are being doxxed, personal information being hurt, people just being just a lot of malicious stuff happening back and forth, mean mob mentality, malicious stuff. And I see it all around. And I just, I don't like it. I'm not a fan. I don't support it. I refuse to be a part of any of that. You guys know, like, I just refuse. I refuse to be a part of any of that. Oh, and then that comes to that as well. Hold on. Let me get to that thought, Adam, in just a moment. I think your coverage of Jessica Kent was the most mature, professional, and level-headed I have seen. Yeah, but, there were, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, thank you. There have been times that I did allow Jessica to get to me and show my frustration, and I'm not proud of that, but it's the truth. This has been very difficult to cover, and I am very much looking forward to moving forward because I just don't see it changing. Today, I see Adam. Usually I'd say hello under much better circumstances. Uh, what do you mean, Adam? You can still, what do you mean? I don't understand. Like, hello to me? You're in my chat. I don't understand. Anyways, glad to have you, but to kind of direct your comment about being mass reported, that's another thing. People are saying, "Oh, go mass report people," all of that. I don't agree with that. And it's all of this has just reached a really dangerous place. Everybody's been lumped into this category of we're trying to take Jessica down and we want the worst for her and da 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 da. And it's just not true. It's not true. I never wanted any of that. I don't want any of that. Throughout all of this, my heart has went out to Jessica and her family. I have never supported bad things happening to her or her family. So I don't know. I just think it is. She's left a couple of comments. This is kind of coming from the place of like, she had left a couple of comments in the last week or two on some of my my commentary. And I don't know. It just leads me to believe that she believes that I support all of that shit. And I don't. And I never have. Like I said, I have supported things when I've seen something that needed to be supported. Same thing with defending. I have defended people, places, things, whatever, when I have seen a reason for that. You know what I mean? So it's no different than any other topic that I've covered. The only difference here is that this is about her personal life. And I really wish that she would have kept this behind the scenes and never brought it here because I knew it was going to get bad. I knew this stuff was going to happen, but I could have never imagined that it would all get to where it's at now. But I know my short upset a few people, so I just wanted to explain why. Oh, but hello to you. Oh, okay. I was like, wait, what? I don't know if Tracy's still here or not, but yeah, it's awful. And at this point, it's just reached a point where it has gotten so toxic and so bad that I don't feel like comfortable covering it. I don't feel like it is safe to express myself and my opinions on this topic any further because I see that it is going to a direction of if you do, you're going to be targeted and attacked for so. And I don't think that is fair for people to be silenced in that way. Yeah, so that's my overall takeaway from that. Also, if you're doxing anybody doxing anybody, stop it. Stop it. That's not okay. I don't support that. Just to make that clear all the way around. Okay. I don't think that's cool. Don't think it's cute. Everybody has a different definition of what a dox is. Here's mine. Okay. If you are putting out someone's personal information that is not out there for the public, that they do not use, I consider that a dox. That is you sharing information with malicious intent. That is a dox to me. You guys may have a different definition of a dox, but if someone is sharing something in the intent of hurting someone else, knowing that it is personal and they do not utilize that information publicly, that is a dox. Okay. You are such a good thank you, my opinions. I wouldn't even say that. I think I'm just decent, dude. I think this is this is how decent people feel, and I know that there's a lot of anger and I know there's a lot of resentment and I know there's a lot of feelings involved in all of this. And I would never take that away from anybody. Feel the way you feel is valid. Okay. Everybody's feelings in this is valid. I am just the kind of person that refuses to allow anybody to bring me to a place where I think it is okay to be fueled by anger and resentment and to be that person and allow that person to come out and be a nasty human. I am not going to give anyone that power. And when it gets to a point like that, where I am becoming that triggered and that angry and that upset that I feel that way, I'm out. I'm not going to do it. I will not give anyone that power. I am not that person. I do not support that. And I will not allow myself to get that angry to where I think it is okay to do that to someone, even if that someone is doing it to others. Two wrongs don't make a right. If it's wrong, it's fucking wrong. Period. And this is another thing that just makes the internet so unfun lately, is that there's a lot of malicious stuff like that happening all around YouTube, right? And it makes it just so unfun for someone like me who is unwilling to go to those links with people. You hate me, you're going to do all this stuff, you want to hurt me, you want to put my stuff, like, I'll never do that to you. I'll never do that to anybody. It's disgusting. And I would never allow myself to. So again, very brief, I know, but I just wanted to explain myself there, because I had gotten a couple of messages of people being like, oh, you're flip-flopping, or oh, you're this, and oh, you're that. Flip-flopping how? I ain't never been on a side to begin with, you guys. Go look back at all of my content. I have processed this with y'all. There have been times where I've been through all of this. I've been very confused. What is real? What's real? Right? Like, we hear one thing over here, then you hear a whole bunch of other stuff, and it's like, wait. What's real? What is real? You get a different story depending on what day of the freaking week it is, So it's like, I don't know anymore. And honestly, I'm to a point where I just don't care to know. I don't care to know anymore. I know enough to know how I feel. And that is all that matters about it. And I feel like I have put out enough information or enough content on my channel about it to where if anyone ever wants to go and see it and see how I feel, that's how I feel. But from here on out, I'm outie. Because it's nasty. In my opinion, anyone who stays involved is just doing it maliciously. And if you're entertaining it, it's a part of the problem. That's my opinion. Okay. I don't want to see people get hurt. I don't want to see people be put in danger. I hate this. And for those who are in a place of that, in a dangerous place, like, for people to be like, why aren't you speaking out? Why aren't you saying anything? Why are you allowing her to silence you? Because people's family and loved ones and their well-being and what they care about has to matter more than this shit. So it's like, I understand it. Those who have decided to move forward and are not talking about it anymore, I understand. I've said that too. Like, everyone needs to focus on themselves and moving forward, because I don't think talking about it and sharing how you feel is doing any good anymore. I think that it's just such a bad place, you guys. And I don't agree. I don't agree with any of it. But I want you guys to stay safe. Okay. Stay safe. Nothing on the internet is worth your well-being, your mental health. And that goes for everyone. Again, is she like right now we're on TikTok? Thank you for letting me know, reality bots. Thank you for letting me know. So I just wanted to kind of give that PSA and let you guys know that moving forward, I will not be discussing anything to do with her. And I hope you guys can understand why. I really do. I really, really do hope that you guys can understand why I've made this choice now. And if not, and if you choose to leave the channel, I respect that as well. I was very aware. Thank you, reality bots. I was very aware when starting this, covering this, that some people may not stay, and that's okay. I appreciate you guys for the support you've given me. I appreciate all of it. And I wish you all the very best. If you think differently than me and you don't agree with my opinions and you can't support me anyways, because see, I'm the kind of person where I can disagree with you, but I can still support you if I genuinely support you. But if it's too much, it's too much. And I respect that and I get it. And I don't even want people around who feel like that, so it's like, I respect it. Okay. And I appreciate you guys for real. I just wanted to kind of explain that short because I know it's kind of out of nowhere, and explain why I made it and kind of my thoughts, my overall thoughts on all of that. She's live right now, you guys. I don't know if I can't play it on here because it's on TikTok, but I am gonna pull it up real quick before we end this. Oh, lots of love to you too, Natalie. Sorry to put that. No, thank you. No apologies. Please don't apologize. I just want to click on it and see what's happening. Thank you for the update. She's not even on. Wait. She's playing music.
Whoa. Hi guys.
Wow.
I'm back. You thought I was blocked? Oh, I was for a little bit yesterday. I was so scared. I was like, oh my
That's
gosh.
right. Also, on top of that, you guys, she was also banned. She was banned for a little bit yesterday as well. And then she got her account back like she always does. Also, I burnt myself, you guys. Oh my gosh. I was cooking the other day and I burnt myself so bad. It hurts. I keep seeing it and I'm like, oh. But yeah. So hold on, let me turn down the brightness. Thanks to Bliss Chris. I know that you can do that. I didn't even know how to turn down. Y'all, I'm telling y'all, when I say that your girl don't know diddly squat about tech savvy, like I'm not tech savvy at all. I don't know how I even do these lives, to be honest. But I'm trying to, there we go. Turn this down. I'm just going to show you guys. I can't play it. I don't know if it'll get copyright striked. I am screen recording it for anyone that is interested, but there she is. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, thank you. Guys, I thought with like Gothic Beach, this would be a really good shirt today. Thank you for the hand hearts, Gina. Because see, do you guys see what it says? It says, I need MySpace. So it works like MySpace.
You guys.
I need my space. And then it says go away.
Hold on.
So yeah, I thought it.
That's so sad. That's sad. I'm sad for her. Okay. That's, oh, I hate that we're ending it like that, but I am recording it. I was worried. It was in my gut that that's what it was going to be and that she was going to come back and that this was just all a trolling thing. And that is awful. Can you guys even like imagine trolling your life like that? Clickbaiting your own life or like having to do that for, oh, I couldn't imagine it. But anyways, you guys, let me check my docket, make sure I don't have anything else I wanted to say because I'm sure I'm missing stuff. Let me check real quick. I think that's about it, you guys. I just wanted to kind of give y'all an explanation and like an idea of the direction of my channel, why I've made the decision to move forward from the Jessica Kent topic. There's many reasons for that, but the main one is just the simple fact that I don't see anything positive or productive coming from it. Oh, I unplugged my camera. Great. Oh, well, I don't see anything positive or productive coming from it anymore. And that's just really all there is to it. I also don't like to be accused of doing things that I'm not doing. I don't wish anything bad on anybody. I don't wish any harm on anyone. Like that is crazy. What? No, I don't. Not Jessica, not anybody. I don't support a lot of behavior I see happening lately. People are entitled to their opinions. If you disagree with them, oh my gosh. If you disagree with them, that's okay. Don't I mean, like if you disagree with someone's opinion, that's fine. But why we have to come to this place of attacking one another or whatever the case may be. I don't understand that. And it's happening again all around. And I think it's just in my personal opinion, it's a bad look for everyone involved. It's not a good look. It's not a good look. It also isn't a good look to be so upset when something happens to someone over here, but then when it happens to this person, it's like no big deal. I don't know. There's just a lot of stuff I disagree with. It's only gotten worse. It's only gonna get worse. I see that there is definitely a lot of vendettas going around, but not just that, a narrative going around. And I refuse to be a part of the narrative that is being spun. I'm speaking for myself when I say I don't support it. I don't hate anyone. I wish no one nothing. You guys know, those of you who have followed me as I have reported on things, I have always wished nothing but good for Jessica, and healing and peace and happiness. That has not changed. That has not changed, but I very much disagree with things that she is doing. My opinions and my thoughts that I have had, the concerns I've had, all the things, none of that changes either. I'm tapping out, waving my little white flag, and wishing the rest of you the very best. Protect yourself, stay safe. Don't allow this shit to, like, bring out the worst in you, because I sometimes wonder if that's not the mission. You know what I mean? Like, to trigger someone, and not even just with, again, not even with just this topic, but just in general, if that's not what the mission is. So then when you do act a fool or act out of character and do things that you normally wouldn't, it's like you're kind of proving that person to be right in certain, so it's like, don't allow people to bring you to that place. Don't give them the satisfaction of bringing that person out in you, because it's not worth it. It's not. And if it's gotten to that point where that's how you feel, like, maybe it is a good time to move on to other topics and not discuss it anymore if it's that personal and it's that bad. Again, just my opinion. Don't hate me for it, you guys. You can disagree. All opinions are welcomed here. I'm just saying, from what I see happening, I'm good. I am out. I do want to end it with that clip from Jodi, because I think it's really good. And again, I think it fits everything we talked about today. People are entitled to their opinions, and we should be able to have conversations about those things, you guys. No one should feel silenced. No one should feel attacked or targeted or any of those things for having an opinion. And that is like the overall takeaway from this. I've allowed it to really put me in a funk, seeing a lot of crap going on, and it's discouraging on YouTube right now for so many reasons. But I also love this platform, and I refuse to allow anyone to take that joy that I have away from me. Like, this is my fun thing. It's not a career. It'd be great if one day it turned into one, but I actually have to be able to make content, and I gotta, like, stop allowing things to kind of stand in my way there, which I'm going to. The aim, the goal, the challenge for myself is 3 videos a week. I know I can do it. I've done it before, and we was thriving over here, honey. And I will get back there. I promise. Even if it's live streams for a while, I will get back there again. But I appreciate you guys for joining me today. And God, it's been so much fun chatting with y'all. It's been too long. I promise you it will not be this late before the next one. I promise you guys. But I want to leave out with this quick little clip, okay? And then, if you guys would please give this video a thumbs up if you haven't already. Like I said, if you are part of replay, this will be up for replay. I will put timestamps once the whole live stream has processed and stuff. It should pop up for you guys to be able to jump around. But I may do some highlights too, since we talked about various different topics in this. But let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments down below. Also, if you would, like I said, give this a big thumbs up, share it with anyone you think may be interested. big, massive shout out to all of you for being here. I appreciate you so much. And a shout out to all of my members. You guys are incredible. I appreciate you all. I adore you all. Thank you for supporting me. Always, you guys are incredible. Like, I really cannot say that enough. Your support, no matter if you're a member or not, it means everything to me. I appreciate y'all's patience, understanding that life sometimes just gets a little crazy. And you guys are awesome. And I'm just so proud of the community we've built over here, because it's like the one place I feel like we can still have conversations without people getting attacked. That's not to say people don't come in and try to attack, but when it comes to our bubble, yeah. And I'm really proud of that. I'm really proud of the fact that we can still come on here and talk and it not turn into World War 75. So thank you guys again for watching. I appreciate you to the moon and stars. And until the next one, bye guys.
What is important is to continue to have the conversation so that people can become more educated and they can understand what is going on. Because when you don't talk about things and you just kind of swipe it under the rug and you don't acknowledge it, no one learns. And history does repeat itself. So just because this is going on right now in 2023, say the group of people out there that are saying, you know what? I don't like this. I don't like seeing this. I don't want my kid to see this. I want it off of the platform. Is that really the way to go? Is that really the way to go? I think it is important for people to become educated, to talk about this, and it will be interesting to see what these massive companies have to do or say about this kind of stuff. I mean, is the internet the land of free speech? Are people allowed to say, show, and do whatever they want, so as long as they are not deliberately coaching people or providing instructions or what? It's interesting. There's a lot of gray area to it. I don't think that there's any one right answer.